Patrick from Prepared Patriot. So we're getting ready to do a rifle class coming up soon, and we've got a couple of people asking about rifle slings and different gear for the rifle. So I wanted to do a video just on recommended rifle slings. The first one, and I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I have two different kind of tier levels on slings that I use. The best of the best is the Blue Force Gear Vickers tactical sling, and I'll do some close-ups on this in just a second and show you guys what these all look like up close and personal. This sling is about $55 probably shipped from Blue Force Gear, which is an awesome company. I support their stuff. I think it's fantastic. But I want to show you guys another option that I think is pretty stellar for the money. So at about half the price, you can get an STI sling. This is a very similar sling setup as the Vickers is, and I'll show you what I mean when we do the close-up. But this costs half the price. So I can get two of these and put them on two different rifles. This one's about $27, I think. $27, I think. And you can look on the Prepared Patriot NC website under the gear tab. If you go down and look for that there on the Amazon links, you'll find this on Amazon. They're my new preferred. They're simple. There's not any super fancy things I don't need on them, but they work extremely well. So I'm going to show you. We're setting up this PSA AK. This is the Gen 3 AK, and we're going to set this one up for a rifle class coming up. So I'm going to take this sling kind of back off and show you how to put one on when you get it. Because the STI slings, the biggest complaint I get is people having a hard time getting them on when they first get them. So I'm going to show you how to put them on. And we will do a close-up of the two different slings in just a second, and I'll describe the differences in them and what you're paying for. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're back here and have a little bit close-in shot. You can actually see the slings a little bit better now. So the Vickers Tactical, obviously this one's the cool like camouflage version, and this one's just an OD green version. You can get like the different camos in each one, and like you could get this one in green. So like the color is, I know the color looks cooler on this one, but let's not pay attention to the color and just think about build quality here. So filling the two here, there is an appreciable difference in the material, the nylon that this is made out of. However, I don't want to poo-poo on this too much. Because this is tube webbing that this sling is made out of, which is super strong and surprisingly high quality for the money that you pay for it. The belt buckles, they're all like a high quality polymers. There's not much difference in those. So really the only thing that you're paying a really big bunch of money for are two different things. One, on the Vickers tactical sling, you have this pull tab here versus like a loop. You have a tab that when you want to adjust the length of this, you just pull the tab and it runs it either longer or shorter versus on this little pull tab here. So on the loop tab, I'll show you when I lace this into the actual rifle and show you in just a minute. It will be like this, and you just pull the loop. So it has the same effect, and this is the really the only thing I want that's fancy out of a sling. Is the ability to adjust the length on the fly like that, especially when you're running body armor or any kind of, changing rifles up. I want something a little different, or like I'm getting ready to take this PSA AK to a class, so I'm going to have to set my sling and all that stuff up for this one. So I need to be able to adjust on the fly whenever I'm training with different guns, and I don't like to have to mess with the slings, and I don't want them getting in my way. So I like to be able to adjust that. So adjustability is the key for a two-point sling, and for me, for it to work really well. I don't recommend really one-point slings. There's specialized reasons you might use one, but like for the general public, no, probably. And a three-point sling is ridiculous, so let's not even talk about that. A two-point sling is the way to go for most of your rifles, especially if you ever have to carry it for any length of time. You can do most of the things that you want to do with a one-point sling, you can do with a two, but you can't really do the vice versa on that, a one-point to a two-point. Now, they do make, let me caveat that by saying they do make a convertible sling where you can have a two-point sling that converts into a one-point sling, and that's kind of cool. But I find myself never really using that feature. Either I want a two-point sling or I want a one-point sling, and I would say that 99% of my rifles would be a two-point sling. That's just the way that I like it. So What I'm going to do is I've kind of showed you the difference. This is a $50 sling. This is a, like a $27 sling. So you can buy 2 for 1 of these. And I think they do a pretty dang good job for the money. So most of the time what I buy are these STI slings. They're awesome. I think they're pretty hard to beat for the money. So we're going to lose this sling, and I'm going to show you guys how to set up the STI sling when it comes from the factory. Okay guys, so I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. I'm trying to get done before a live stream tonight. But I'm going to show you guys how to set up the sling when you get it. You may need some kind of QD mounts like these. I like the QD mounts, and the AK comes with a different type of sling mount on the front. Then you can buy the AK sling, they make the Vickers sling that has like a special attachment to use that. But I like having the universal ability to change my stuff around. So I'm just going to put a QD mount and Loctite that on. Actually, I put that in the wrong place, so let me back that out real quick. I'm giving you a live version here. I actually like it back. I'm going to tell you why here in just a second, but I actually don't like it that far forward. I would rather it be back here. I'm trying to hurry and show you guys this stuff, sorry. But we're going to loosen those up so that we can get those 2 to slip down. This is how you use an M-lock, by the way. So we just slide the M-lock in. And then we're going to turn that until it tightens down, and it will turn that that nut that's on the back until it kind of locks in. And I've already added Loctite to these, so they're going to stay on once I get them in place. And we're just going to give them a little bit of a quarter turn after they're kind of tight, and that's good enough. I'm going to hit that one just a little bit more here. Okay, so that is ready. So here's what I like to do when I'm setting up my STI slings when they come. We're going to go ahead and put the QD mount on. And I like to, what we're going to do is run this through. And I'm trying to do this from memory, so forgive me if I kind of fumble this a little bit, and I'm trying to hurry. But we're going to try to run this through the loop, just like that, if you guys can see. So I run it through the QD mount, the sling mount, then we're going to run it through this. There we go, if you guys can see that. And then we're going to run it back through, so we lace it through. And that's what gives you your adjustability, is we put that like that so you can pull it and adjust it on the fly. So I'm going to put that Loctite up out of the way here. And then this is the part where most people kind of get confused. Once we have this where we want it, now I'm going to come back to the back, and we want to make sure there's no, we don't want any twist in this all the way back to where we're going to put it. And then I'm just going to run these 2 locks that come with it in the package. We're going to run them onto the sling just like so. Okay, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of space to run with on that. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to run it through the back. So there's a couple different mounting options you can use. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. But we're going to either run through the slot, like if you got Magpul furniture, most of them have some kind of slot back here. If you got an AR, they're going to have one here and here and a couple different places. You can also use QD mounts like we have here, and sometimes they'll be on the rifle themselves in different spots. This is actually not a QD mount, even though it looks like one. But we're just going to do the strap back here. And it's generally the same thing. If I had a QD mount, I would just put a QD mount and then run this through there just like I'm going to do in this strap. So you can kind of see what's going on. But I'm just going to do through that. And then here's kind of the tricky part. We're going to run that through the top here and then back through again. And then once we've laced the other one on, the other one just kind of becomes a secondary holder to take up the slack. And I know just from putting these on, I don't want that much slack down the rifle. So I'm going to back that up just a hair here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of that slackness out and back through because I want it to be fairly longer. So if I'm wearing armor and other things, I can adjust that pretty easy. Okay. And then we're just going to pull that through like that. And that is a completed rifle sling setup. So now we were talking about how the Vickers adjusts on the fly. This one does the same thing through this loop here. Now there could be maybe an argument about which is better, a loop or a strap. You argue however you want to. For half the price, I'll take this loop all day long. For me, I don't see a huge difference in using it. So once I strap this on around my neck, I have the adjustability on the fly to be able to just pull that and shorten or lengthen that and make it really long. And that's really important when you're using body armor and other stuff. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please go down and hit the subscribe and the like and hit the little notification bell so you get more videos like this. And we can show you some different things, and hopefully you get to see this rifle with this sling going through a class pretty soon. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. We'd like to get back to you as soon as we can. And otherwise, until next time, carry smart, carry safe, and be prepared.